So when we're trying to change habits, I want to invite you to acknowledge the difficulty of it. And it's going to be hard. And there's going to be some amount of just repetition. Do it again, do it again, do it again, until your energy realizes that this new thing is safe and it can start to let go of the old way of doing it.
Welcome to the world of energy, where science meets spirit. Ancient wisdom merges with cutting-edge knowledge, and the possibilities for a healthier, happier you are endless.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Energy Works. This is Blaine. I am flying solo today with a shorter episode on the topic of habit change because we are around the January 1st, New Year, New You energy. There is a specific energy around this where people decide to make some changes in their life. And this isn't a big lecture or anything like that, but I want to share about the energetics of habit change. And I can give you a specific example right now of how hard it is. Lauren and I just got back from leading a retreat in Costa Rica, and the subject of the retreat was longevity. And we gave a lot of lectures. There was parts of the retreat where Lauren or I were speaking, and then we did a lot of energy work and techniques and energy medicine yoga, among the fun things like eating and excursions and more social things. And so in the more formal lecture talk, Lauren and I shared information that is beneficial for our longevity. And one of the topics was digestion. And there are many facets to digestion, and I'm not going to teach them all here, but everything from having gratitude for our food, chewing our food really thoroughly, and allowing ourselves to eat and digest undistracted is really important. So not reading or scrolling on the phone or watching TV or having stressful conversations. It's called rest and digest because digestion is the hardest thing the body does. And so many people shared that they don't just eat. They are scrolling or reading or, doing this or that, driving, many different things, working through lunch while they eat. And that's really tough for your body to digest when your energy is trying to do a whole bunch of different things at once. It creates this mild stress in the body. Am I supposed to be driving or am I supposed to be chewing, eating, and digesting? And even when you read, when you're trying to take in information and chew and digest and consume your meals, it lifts your stress response. There is this mild to medium to sometimes great stress response that your body does when it's trying to do too many things while it's eating. And then you don't get the nutrients from your food. And it turns out it doesn't matter how healthy your meal is if you don't digest it, if you can't digest it well. And then it creates a lot of other downstream problems. So that was a topic we talked about a lot. We've been back from the retreat a couple of weeks, and a handful of people have told me that when they came home, they started trying to do nothing while they ate, just sit and eat and chew and consume the food, and how it was so hard. It was basically impossible to not pick up the phone and start scrolling. And they were struggling with this because they have a habit. They have a habit of doing it one way, and switching to eating another way is really hard because our energy holds our habits close to us. So the first thing I want to share is give yourself grace and be gentle on yourself. It is not just you. It is hard for everyone to change habits. We have energetic and survival reasons for that. Energetic and survival reasons that want us to keep doing everything the way that we have always done them. So the first thing is acknowledge that it's hard. Acknowledge that you're not the only person in the world that it is hard for. You are not a failure if you struggle. You are a human and your energy is doing what it's supposed to do, which is keep you doing the same thing all the time. I learned the term habit field from Lauren Walker and Donna Eden. We have fields around us, and one of them holds our habits. I'm going to say one of them, it's not separate, but within our energetic field, there is a holding of the habits, and everything that's going on there is called the habit field. Donna Eden learned about the habit field from Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, who we also study with in energy medicine yoga. I have met him. He's been here on the podcast. You can watch an interview that Lauren did with him. And he is the foremost expert in field theory. And in a nutshell, there is a medium between us, between you and me and all living things. And when we have experiences, they get shared with others. And I'm simplifying a really complex topic, but it's where things like extrasensory perception comes from, or intuition, or telepathy, or knowing something without knowing it. Just this inner knowing that we have. It's because we are receiving information from the field and we can tune into it. So for your habit field, and there's also a lot of Western medicine psychology around this. There's Vegas work around this. There are many other Western disciplines that support what I'm going to say. I'm going to speak in the words of energy. Your energy wants you to be safe. It is not trying to make you happy. It is more important than you are safe than you are happy. It cares more about your safety than it cares about your happiness. And safe is you've done it before and you survived. Even really hard things, you have navigated your way through them. You have the energetic imprint of exactly how you did that. You got through it. And you can do it again. This is why some of the behaviors we do that are not good for us, it's easy for us to do them again and again and again. And it's really hard to shift to something new. Because the new thing, if we've never done it before, or we haven't done it in a long time, and it's different from the way we usually do it, even though it might make us very happy, it's not as safe. What is safe is what we've done before. So when we're trying to change habits, I want to invite you to acknowledge the difficulty of it, and it's going to be hard, and there's going to be some amount of just repetition. Do it again, do it again, do it again, until your energy realizes that this new thing is safe, and it can start to let go of the old way of doing it. How many times have you decided, maybe New Year's Day, maybe not, I'm going to get up early and go to the gym every day? And you get up early on day 1 and go. And you get up early on day 2 and go. And you get up early on day 3 and go. And then day 4 comes and it's like, oh, I'm really tired today. I think I'm just going to hit the snooze button and skip it today. I'll do it tomorrow. And then the next day, I'll start again next week. And then you're pretty much not doing it anymore. It's because your habit field pulled you back into your old habit. I used to teach, it's actually the most popular course I've ever taught, was called Your Energy and Your Habits. And we worked with our energies in a very specific way to help ease the transition And success story after success story after success story happened because people worked with their energy instead of just trying to willpower their way through it. So I want to share, if you are trying to start any new habits or shift any habits in this time, a couple of things that I think can be very helpful for you that are not complicated. The first is understanding the why. Why do you want to start this new thing or stop something or change something? And write it down. Get out your journal or a piece of paper. Think through and thoroughly document in your own handwriting. Instead of typing, use your hand and a pen and write down exactly why this is important to you and why you want to do this. And if you start to do that and find you want to do it because that's what everyone else is doing, or you want to do it because that's what's trending, and really there's no reasons why you want to do it, then maybe don't do it. And so really write it all down. And that is something that you can go back to. You can even read it every single day. Because when things get hard, we want to remember our why. We want to know our why, and we want to remember our why. And that can be a piece that helps us get through the harder times when our habit field is trying to pull us back in to our old way. The second thing that is really helpful is called temporal tapping. And it's working with the temporal line that is basically your temples. So if you touch kind of like the front of your ears where your ears attach near your temples and go up about an inch, and then sweep your fingers behind the ears, staying about an inch away from the ears all the way down to the neck, that's the line we're going to be working with. And that works with our triple warmer energy. Triple warmer, part of its job is to keep you safe. And so when you work with this energy, you are sending messages to this energy system in the body that you are safe. This is what you want to do. This is your choice. And the way we do this is we create a statement that is a positive statement in the present tense around what it is that we're doing. So for example, the people who are trying to change the way they eat and not scroll and watch TV and watch Netflix and do these other things while they're eating, maybe their statement is, I eat distraction free. Very simple. I eat distraction free. And then you can tap. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can see me do this, but I'm also going to describe it. You basically make your hands like little claws, and you take your fingertips to the temples up above the ears, and you tap, and you start sweeping as you tap. So I'm tapping and drawing my hands down around the ears and saying, I eat distraction free. I eat distraction free. I eat distraction free. You can do that 3 to 5 times. And you're just lightly tapping around the ears from the temple down to the jawline. If the statement is, I eat distraction free, that's what it is. For the person who is trying to get up early in the morning and go to the gym, it can be, again, we want this to be positive. I love my early morning workout. I love my early morning workout. I love my early morning workout. Maybe you are someone who, I had this is a real case when I was doing your energy and your habits. It was during the pandemic, and one of my clients didn't work from home, but started working from home, and she lived alone. And so she would be working from home from 9 to 5, and then it's still her at home, after work. And it's dinner time, and she was having a little bit of trouble with this transition from the end of the workday into her evening. And she had created this habit where she would drink wine. Drinking wine was the way that she said, my workday is over and I'm going into my evening. So then it's suddenly every single day she's drinking wine. And this went on for a while. And then she wanted to stop drinking wine and was really struggling with that. And then she's like, tomorrow I'll stop. Tomorrow I'll stop. Tomorrow I'll stop. And so she started working with me in your energy and your habits. And she decided she was going to start drinking tea. And she would use tea. So her tapping statement was, I love my tea after work. I love my tea after work. I love my tea after work. And a fun part of this story is one day after she had been drinking tea after work for a few weeks, she had a terrible day, a very intense, stressful day. And she said to herself, screw it, I'm drinking wine today. And so she went into the kitchen and was reaching for her wine, and she was hashing through her mind, the day, the conversations, everything that was hard, just, really distracted, rehashing the day. And then looked around her and realized she had made tea. And this is how it can work. So whatever your thing is, create a positive statement that is short, it is easy, it is present tense. It is not, I'm going to love my workout. I'm going to love my workout. It is, I love my morning workout. I love my morning workout. If you're saying it like it is true, even if it's not exactly true right now, you just keep doing it. I love my morning workout. I love my morning workout. I love my morning workout. And we call it tap it in. And if you can tap it in several times a day, the more you can do it, the better. So those are my tips, 2 things. Journal about the why, create your statement and tap it in 3 to 5 times, maybe 5 times a day. Tap it in 3 to 5 times, or you can even do it more. To remember to do it, when I was doing this the first time, I drink a lot of water. And so every time I drank water, it's called habit stacking. When you take one habit and you stack it on top of another habit you already have. Every time I would drink water, I would tap in my statement. Next time I drank water, I would tap in my statement. So I coupled those 2 things. There's someone else I know who was in an office and she had to walk up and down the stairs at work a lot. So every time she walked up or down the stairs, she would tap it in. And so if you can find something you already do multiple times a day and then just stack this tapping at the same time, that can help you remember to do it. So a couple of things. Do the journaling about your why, do your tapping, keep it positive. And I hope for you that this season you have maybe a little bit of an easier time with habit change. Thanks for joining me. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time on Energy Works. Alrighty, Energy fans, that's a wrap on another positively charged episode of Energy Works. Lauren, this is the part where we get to use our energy puns.
It's been electrifying, hasn't it, Blaine? We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
If you're feeling amped up and you want to keep your energy flowing, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform.
And we'd love to hear from you, so please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback helps us continue to deliver content that resonates, so light up our inbox.
And spark a conversation with your friends to tell them about us. And we'll see you next time on Energy Works.